Republicans are working to come together on Trump's one big, beautiful bill. So listen to what Senate Majority Leader John Thune had to say about it.
We also passed legislation to fund the government by a narrow margin. 10 Democrats voted to allow us to proceed to the bill and fund the government. The rest preferred to filibuster the bill and shut down the government. It was a double dose of Democrat hypocrisy. Democrats who had campaigned to abolish the filibuster enthusiastically embraced it now that it served their purposes. Democrats are changing their position so abruptly, it could give you whiplash.
Senator Roger Marshall is a Republican. He's from the great state of Kansas, and he joins me now. Mr. Senator, I want to go through a couple of things that may be in the big tax bill. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security benefits, no tax on overtime. Are we going to get any of that?
Well, I sure hope so, and that's certainly a priority of the president. It's certainly a personal goal of mine. I think the question is, how are we going to pay for that? And that's where the House and the Senate are kind of differing a little bit. I think the question is, what are we willing to cut from the federal government? How do we slow the increasing growth of the federal government? I think that's the big question. And I don't know if we're going to get that done in the first bill. And yes, the first bill is going to be a big, beautiful bill, but I still think we have to come back and get a second bite at the apple, and that's when we take on these opportunities. It's a crime shame that Americans who have paid into Social Security their whole lives, then when they take the money out, have to pay taxes on that. So I know the president would really like to get those extra Trump tax cuts done.
President Trump defended his decision to send a delegation to Greenland. He says it's a friendly visit, not a provocation. Greenland's prime minister describes the visit as, quote, very aggressive. What do we want from Greenland?
Well, I think, first of all, everybody needs to understand exactly what Greenland is that it's an autonomous territory of Denmark. And I know autonomous territory, those don't necessarily go hand in hand. It's a democracy, about 60,000 people, a GDP of $3 billion. And look, Greenland is so important to America's security, national security, more today than ever, that the world is getting smaller and smaller. Greenland sits right on the arc of nuclear missiles that could be fired from Russia into America. It's the early warning system for America right now, and there's a battle going on right now. Who's going to control the Arctic? Greenland is the key to that, and of course I didn't mention the rare earth minerals that would be also important to our national security.
Well, are we going to buy Greenland?
Well, I don't know that we're going to buy it. I think that we have to work with them. President Trump, the art of the deal, this is his specialty. I think we have to listen to the Greenland people. You know, right now they're getting a $500 million subsidy from Denmark right now, a $500 million subsidy on a $3 billion GDP. So I think that we have to say, well, what are those critical minerals worth? And more importantly, for our national security and their national security, they could not defend themselves from Russia. And with all due respect, Denmark, incredible hard fighters, I'm not sure that they could defend themselves against a naval attack from Russia or China either. So hopefully we'll find some mutual common ground here and let them maintain their autonomy, but be very important to us from a military strategic standpoint.
Got it. Senator Marshall, thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate you coming. Thanks a lot, sir.